The Xhosa people are a Nguni-affiliated ethnic group whose traditional homeland is primarily the Cape provinces of South Africa. They are the second largest group in Southern Africa and they speak mutually intelligible dialect of isiXhosa, a Bantu language of the Niger-Congo family, famous for its cliques. isiXhosa traditional clothing is made from extremely durable cotton woven into unique styles and pattern, made to last for generations. In the first part of this video, I will show you how Xhosa women wear their traditional attire called umbhaco, help you label the different parts and assist with the pronunciation. First up is umbhaco. As I mentioned before, isiXhosa is famous for its clicks and C is one of those clicks, which is a dental click. C in isiXhosa is pronounced C. When articulating it, the front part of the tongue is placed against the upper front teeth. Umbhaco is an elegant textile skirt made from extremely durable cotton made to last for generations. Umbhaco is the first piece to be put on. The next piece is called intsiyane. Intsiyane is a piece of cloth wrapped around the waist of married women to show respect to the elders, the ancestors, and her in-laws. Also, it is worn to differentiate between the married woman and the female members of the family. Up next we have ifaskoti, which is basically an apron worn for decorations, also to prevent the clothes from getting dirty. Ifaskoti comes from the Afrikaans word voorskot. Then we have ingcebeta. Remember that C is a dental click, so when articulating it, put the front part of the tongue against the upper front teeth. Ingcebeta. Ingcebeta is a piece of cloth worn by married Xhosa women. It covers the front part from the upper chest area all the way down to just above the knees. When wearing a full traditional set, the faskoti or apron goes on first and then ingcebeta goes on over it. Ibhayi. Ibhayi is a traditional Xhosa blanket shawl which goes over the shoulders of a married woman as a sign of respect. It is also worn to differentiate between married women and the female members of the family. Last but not least, we have iqhiya or head wrap. Iqhiya is traditionally worn by married Xhosa women as a sign of respect to their in-laws and the elders. Iqhiya gives Xhosa women another layer of respect, inner strength and self-confidence. Generally, more elaborate headpiece indicates seniority. In fact, the headpiece has also become an iconic fashion statement for traditional and contemporary Xhosa women and African women in general. Now let us watch and see how a traditional Xhosa woman folds iqhiya and wraps it around her head. Iqhiya. Another click in the isiXhosa language is the letter Q. Q is a palatal click. By pressing the front part of the tongue against the hard palate behind the teeth. The letter Q in isiXhosa is pronounced. However, since in iqhiya it is accompanied with an H, it will be pronounced as K. Iqhiya. All right. kakuhle kakhulu. Nam bendisitsho ukuba mandilungise zona. Hlonipha umyeni nohlonipha utata zayo. Qoka nantsoko. Phinde guquke kabini nje ndifuna ukubona wonke nokujikeleza. Xhosa women wear traditional attire for a number of reasons. Firstly, it is a way to show off their pride in their culture and in their heritage. Secondly, it is seen as a symbol of beauty and femininity. And finally, it is a way to attract attention and show off their unique style. Even though there are 12 different subgroups within the Xhosa nation, the pieces remain the same. The only thing that may vary is the way in which they are worn. Now let's go over the names one more time. Umbhaco, Intsiyane, Ifaskoti, Incebeta, Ibhayi, Iqhiya. Remember that Q is a palatal click. You enunciate it by pressing the front part of the tongue against the hard palate behind the teeth. Iqhiya. Since the Q is accompanied with an H, it's no longer pronounced as it's pronounced now as Iqhiya. When it comes to Xhosa men, the traditional attire is not as complicated as Xhosa women. Xhosa men wear a wraparound skirt that runs down from the waist to the feet. This wraparound skirt is called isishuba. Traditionally, Xhosa men wear a white and black blanket over one shoulder called ingcawe, which also serves as a cloak when it gets cold. Men wear beads around their neck. Isidanga is a long bead necklace with different colors. It used to only be in blue, however with the introduction of new colors, it can be in any color you want it to be. Isidanga is also a status symbol to show that the wearer has undergone certain rites of passage. Xhosa men also wear a headband made from beads or animal hide depending on the type of ritual or clan they belong to. This headband is called isiqweqwe. Remember, in isiXhosa the letter Q is pronounced. You articulate it by putting the front part of the tongue against the hard palate behind the teeth. Isiqweqwe. Now let's go over the basic set of the traditional Xhosa men's attire. Isishuba, ingcawe, isidanga, isiqweqwe. In an indigenous African society, there are individuals who are chosen by their ancestors to heal, and those are called diviners. Diviners are different from herbalists who only learn about herbs and how to disperse them. When an individual is called to be a diviner, his or her family has to perform certain prescribed rituals for the process of initiation. Such rituals are performed in consultation with a senior diviner who is going to help with healing the individual, who will now be called an initiate. Like in all rites of passage, each initiate has to undergo seclusion in certain sacred spaces, like a selected river, a forest, sea, and others depending on the instructions from the ancestors that are revealed in dreams and visions. Though there are many rituals performed for a diviner as there are prescriptions from the ancestors, there are 3 major stages in the divination process, and all of them are characterized by singing and dancing. These 3 stages are as follows. Acceptance of the call, imvumakufa. This is the first stage of the divination process as a rite of passage. After performance of this ritual, the individual changes from being an ordinary person and is now called an initiate, umkhwetha. The family, together with the diviners, assist the initiate in the upliftment of the spiritual development of the individual. Ukunikwa uluxa. This stage signifies that the initiate is officially given a permission to dig medicines to heal people. Because this stage is also characterized by seclusion in the forest, and the initiate has many visions about animals, hence his attire is also sewn here and there with some animal skins. Uyaqabaza. The regalia of the initiate is characterized by an open headgear, umqhele. Ukugoduswa, the graduation. This is the final stage where an Ikhwala, new diviner, also undergoes seclusion in either the forest, the sea, or a cave depending on where he or she is directed. The diviner occupies a socially sanctioned position, which is symbolized by the Hida ceremonial regalia of hide hat islokolo, a girdle, umtika, and ichoba, oxtail whisk. The oxtail whisk that was removed from the sacrificial ox. There are 3 specific items that identify one as a fully graduated diviner, and these items are as follows. Islokolo, or hide hat. The type of animal hide that the diviner should use for his or her islokolo or hide hat is revealed to him or her through dreams and vision. Umtika, girdle. Since the diviner has undergone seclusion in certain sacred spaces, umtika or girdle is made from the hide of the animals that reside in those sacred spaces. Ichoba or oxtail whisk, the tail whisk that was removed from the initiate's sacrificial ox. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you'd like to see more of this type of videos, please do leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching.